5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Feedback for Go Fight Win.
Crude language and slang. The chunk maintains the extremely crude, offensive, and insensitive language, mongoloid, turd cutter, pussy blood, which is consistent, if jarring, element of the story's flavor.
Nice. Welcome to the Scafaci verse.
5,
Whoop.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Close enough. It's about
that's why we love the show.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. We've already put in like 10 seconds of work. It's not worth redoing.
Let's not go back.
No, we're just going to go
roll with it. Yep. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Scafaci verse. I am Anthony Scafaci.
And I'm Alan Gigax.
And
this is where we really have our shit together.
Dude, sometimes we do not have our shit together. Once again, not exactly putting our best foot forward, but you know what? Maybe that's just a product of, the work we do, okay?
Yeah, and I'm not into feet anyway.
Yeah. And you know what? Look, I think some of the charm in this show is that it's not perfect and we don't pretend it is. You get to see the house as it is. This isn't me cleaning for a week before a party to have people over.
Yeah, right.
So that people are like, oh, man, your house is so nice. It's so clean.
Right, or going on the first date and actually taking a shower and shaving my balls.
Before we get dude, we're going to launch into that. You just open that can. So, before I used to go on a first date, before I met my wife.
Sure.
There was always this ritual of trying to make sure things were okay, just in case, the miracle happened.
Yeah, right, exactly. You got to be prepared.
Yeah, you get a single cold call and you close the deal.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And so, you got to put I used to call him my representative forward.
Right, exactly. I remember this.
This isn't me. This is my representative.
Right, but you're also meeting her representative.
Yes, and so it's fair,
right.
And so, and in my opinion, I was definitely not doing as much representing.
Right.
Because dude, what I am is what I am. And there's not too many ways you can polish this turd.
Sure.
Right. So, but dude, I would definitely take care of business, get the weed whacker out, and make sure that, everything is okay.
Right.
So to speak, just in case, because you never know. And so, what about you? Did you have any rituals that going on a first date?
It mainly just making sure my car was clean.
Yeah.
Back at the time when I started, for a long time it was don't go on dates.
Oh, well, that's a good one.
I didn't ask people out, and so I never had to worry about that. But once I started going on dates, it was mainly just make sure the car was reasonably clean.
Were you confident enough to clean the house just in case? Like clean your room, make your bed?
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. So one time I met a chick at a bar. This might be one of the only times in my life that it ever happened.
Yeah.
Obviously I wasn't expecting it.
This was at PT's, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, as a matter of fact, when I was living at Mesa Club with Sarah.
Go.
And so...
Fuck this episode. Let's do it.
So, oh my God, I think she's actually going to come home with me. This is great. And when I get home...
Did you go into the bathroom and have a conversation with yourself in the mirror?
You can do this.
Yeah.
You got this. Just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
And so... I think it was when I was driving home that I realized...
Was she in the car with you or following you?
I don't remember. But I remember that there was an issue at home.
Like you had a shit?
No. No, it was much worse than that.
What was what was the issue?
At home was when we got to my house and she was like, hey, I need to use the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What had happened earlier, I don't remember how it happened, but I had cut my foot or something as I was getting ready, and there was a bunch of blood smeared around the bathroom.
All on the mirror and everything.
Yeah,
I just put my foot up on the mirror.
Yeah, I remember there was blood on the walls and on the floor. God. And I'm like, okay, before you go in there, I promise I'm not a murderer. And this is what happened. I don't remember if I closed the deal or not. I think that might have been a deal killer.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Dude, so anyway, but make sure there's not a bunch of blood.
So, when I used to go out to the piano bar, I was always supremely confident, wrongly so, but supremely confident that this would end with some girl coming back to my house. Yeah. Right. And, of course this is going to happen. Right.
Right.
And,
that's why you're going.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I think it only ever happened one time.
Wow.
So there was a few times where I went back to girls' rooms, hotel rooms,
Oh, there you
because they
go.
were like tourist chicks or whatever. But I think only one time did I bring a girl back to my apartment, and it was the one on American Pacific.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That was the
And-
one you shared with me and Trevor.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure maybe it wasn't there. I don't remember. But anyway,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I remember bringing this girl home, and I remember she lived in Baltimore.
Okay.
I still remember her name. But anyway. But yeah, so I brought her there, closed the deal, and then had to bring her back
Oh,
to her
sure.
friends.
Yeah.
And I remember maybe there was like a 2-hour break in between of all this. Like I went home, it was like 2 hours, 2.5 tops.
Yeah, there you go.
And then had to drive her back.
Right.
And I remember in order to get her friends to let her leave with me, I had to leave my driver's license with them. I remember that distinctly. They
Nice.
didn't want to let her go.
Yeah, sure.
She was dying to leave, right? Wanted to go have fun.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let her go. And I was like, look, what's it going to take? And they're like, we're going to need your driver's license. and I fucking agreed to it.
Yeah, no
'Cause,
problem.
Yeah,
Dude, I give you my left foot.
yeah. Yeah, here's my right hand.
Yeah.
And just fucking, so gave him my driver's license and went home. And then, dude, I had to go get my driver's license. They had fucking collateral.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, so there
good
you go.
times. Those are
So-
good friends.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the opening and today's sponsor. So today's sponsor is Baphomet, attorney at law, and he actually bought the entire opening time so that he could read a prepared statement. So welcome to the Scafacciverse, Baphomet. All right, thanks for having me on. It's good to be here. Fellow citizens of the Scafacciverse, on behalf of my client, revered police detective Jake Murphy, I would like to address the controversy surrounding his repeated use of the words pussy blood. Much has been made of the detective's frank description of the scrawled words left behind at multiple crime scenes in Revere, Massachusetts. I will not apologize for my client's honest interpretation of his findings, and neither will he. The sanguine messages were exactly as my client described them. It was not blood from an arterial bleed. It was not donated blood stolen from a hospital. It was the blood that women of sexual maturity involuntarily shed from their uterine lining, month after month after month. It was pussy blood. The bold and brutal words of Detective Murphy matched the bold and brutal violence of the Go Fight Win killer. Detective Murphy could have chosen a euphemism to protect the delicate sensibilities of the public, but he wasn't worried about your feelings. He was worried about catching a killer. If he had said the messages were written by a little clown with a bloody nose, would that have brought the Go Fight Win killer to justice? If he had said the messages were written with the waters of the Red Sea, or something riding the cotton pony, would it have made the murders any less heinous? Of course not. Detective Jake Murphy isn't here to coddle you. He's here to solve crimes. So if you have a problem with pussy blood, take it up with Ishtar.
All right. And, this is a perfect segue. Thank you, Baphomet.
Yeah, thank you,
to
Baphomet.
Today's topic, which is another Go Fight Win reading. This would
Nice.
be Go Fight Win Part 5. Are you ready, Al?
I'll make myself ready. You can get started while I finish making myself ready.
All right. November 1st, 2019. Time, 4:55 p.m. Place, Revere PD Station. Murphy and Corso return from the raw dogging murder scene. They look worn out, shocked at the gore, and the undeniable reality that not only do the Revere riders still suck, but to make matters worse, a serial killer is at large. As the two detectives enter the station, they are met by Officer Dillon, who suffered a near career-ending injury in a car accident years ago. Rather than medically retire, he chose to stay on at the station and handled the duties of the desk officer, which largely amounts to giving kids stickers and telling people how to evict deadbeat roommates. Murphy, Corso, shit. Good thing you guys are back. There's a student who just showed up about an hour ago. His name is Sam Ellerbe, and he's waiting for you in the interview room. You're going to want to hear what he has to say. The detectives look through the glass window into the interview room and see a young male in his early 20s who can't seem to sit still. Murphy turns back towards Dillon. Hey, Dilly, is the microphone and recorders running? He hasn't said anything yet. Dillon nods, shuffling some papers on his desk before taking another sip of his coffee. I told him just to wait. I didn't want to crowbar my way into this shit show and investigation. The only thing he said is that someone tried to attack him last night in the same alleyway, and the retarded kid got killed. Corso looks at Murphy, excited to have their first witness. Fuck me! Dylan, is that pot of coffee got anything left in it? Dylan stands to walk, revealing his prosthetic leg, and responds, I'll get a new pot going, guys. Murphy enters the room and looks over at Mr. Ellerbe. He appears unharmed, but is clearly terrified. He can't sit still and keeps looking around as if someone else, perhaps Batman, will just appear in the room and beat the shit out of him for fun. Murphy sits down across from the young man and begins to speak while Corso stands off to the side. Heard you had a rough night. Can we get you anything? Sam Ellerbe quietly replies, Water would be nice. Corso walks towards the door to kill 2 birds with 1 stone for coffee and water. No problem. Just so you know, this is being recorded. Do you want to talk about what happened? A minute or 2 later, Corso returns and sets a styrofoam cup down in front of Sam, who then begins to speak in a hushed tone. I went to a Halloween party at Duck Butter's bar last night down by the river. I don't know what happened, but I started feeling really sick, so I left early about 11:45. I wanted to get back to the dorms because I had some serious bubble guts and took a shortcut through the alleyway behind raw dogging. Murphy takes a few notes to remember to ask follow-up questions. What time do you think that was? Sam's eyes look up to the left as he tries to recall the event. Maybe just after midnight. Anyway, I got almost halfway down the alley and saw this creepy as fuck looking clown. At first I thought it was some students fucking with me. You know, a prank or something. Corso takes a swig from his coffee. Did he say anything to you at all? Sam starts to become visibly emotional. No, not a thing. He just stood there and stared right through me. Not really even at me. Like he was in a trance. He had this big-ass mallet, and his costume was filthy. I could even tell, even in the dark. Then suddenly he starts coming towards me. I froze up. I thought I had to shit before I left the bar, but my asshole puckered up so tight. I was so sure I was about to die.
Oh, it's fun to read.
Eventually this is going to be a kid's book.
Yeah.
Murphy skeptically replies, but you're not dead. How'd you get away? Sam takes a deep breath and slowly begins to recount the event. The guy ran at me. He had the hammer over his head like he was going to...
Oh, God.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I got the giggles.
That's all right.
He was going to drive a rail spike into the ground. I was paralyzed. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't work. Just as he got close enough to...
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
To squash my melon, that retard who works inside. Open the door. I guess that creepy psychopath got surprised because the retard let out a battle cry.
Oh, God. Oh, you do enjoy your own writing, huh? It's because it's funny to you. That's why you wrote it.
I just entertained myself.
Yeah, it's funny to me too.
And I just ran as fast as I could. I didn't want to see what happened next. I never turned back, but I heard a blood-curdling, retarded scream. And then nothing. I was so scared, man, he says, his voice shaking with emotion. Murphy turns to Corso, who just rolls his eyes before responding to Sam once more. You're pretty lucky, Sam. What can you tell us about this clown? What does he look like? Sam pauses a moment, then continues. I really can't say. I mean, it was pretty dark. He was about my height, thin. That's really all I could see. The clown costume went head to toe. Murphy gestures to Corso to meet him in the hallway. Okay, thanks, Sam. We'll be back in a few minutes. Murphy and Corso exit the room and walk a few extra feet down the hall before turning to each other. Corso speaks first, stating the obvious. We gotta find out who this clown is. That's our guy. Murphy laughs.
Yeah, no shit.
No shit, Sherlock.
There you go.
Detective school really paid off for you. Okay, let's think about this. We have a basic time frame. This clown just didn't teleport there. He had to get there somehow. Let's check all the cameras in a 1 mile radius. Let's see if anybody else reported a weird clown last night. This is the break we have waited for. Let's also look at the costume shops and see if any sold killer clown costumes. With any luck, we get this guy on camera or a credit card receipt. Corso put some pep in his step. I'm on it. Date, November 5th, 2019. Time, 10 a.m. Place, the coach's office. Emma Sullivan is meeting with Liam inside the coach's office. The team is just returning from Buffalo, where they got the utter fuck beaten out of them 49-0. When Emma arrives, Coach Taylor is looking over an injury report. Liam looks up from his table. Hey, Emma. Come to talk about the murder that recently occurred? Emma looks down, hoping to change the subject to anything other than murder. I was actually here to talk about what went wrong in Buffalo. Liam's attempt at gallows humor seems to have missed the mark. That is the murder I was referring to. We got killed. It was brutal. Not the result I was expecting. Emma laughs at her own assumptions. Oh, I thought you were talking about the slow kid Bobby who worked at Raw Doggin. He got killed in the alley behind the place. Liam seems to look surprised. Somebody killed a retard? Oh no, that's horrible. Do you think it was the same guy as before? A flood of emotion pours from Emma, anger mixed with sorrow and frustration. I'm sure of it. What kind of monster kills a disabled person? That kid never hurt anyone. Word on the street is that a witness saw the whole thing. Some kind of killer clown costume and all kinds of other crazy things. Liam asks incredulously, a killer clown? Like those videos? It wasn't Shaggy 2 Dope from ICP, was it? Those guys look like creepy clowns. Emma's voice turns quiet as she's telling Liam as if she's telling Liam a secret. I think I know who it is. Liam's body language shifts a bit. The smile he had on his face fades to a much more grim look. You do? Who? Emma's voice cracks slightly. There's a touch of fear and trepidation in it now. The other day I dropped by to bring those pictures from the children's hospital and some creep threatened me. He said his name is Andy and he is your close best friend. He said I was going to ruin this team. He scared the hell out of me, Liam. Liam shakes his head in dissatisfaction. I met that guy too. Super weird. Told me we were best friends just after we met. I think he might be crazy. He seems pretty unstable. People like him can be very dangerous. Do you think we should go to the cops? Emma, excited to see Liam's interest, jumps up from her seat. I will go with you. We should go now. November 5th, 2019. Time, 12 noon. Place, Revere Police Department. Liam and Emma are meeting with Detectives Murphy and Corso regarding their recent interactions with Andy Watts. Detective Corso meets Emma and Liam in the lobby and walks them back to the detective's main office. Corso does his best to remain professional, but can't hide the fact that he's checking out Emma. Hello, Miss Sullivan. You look nice today. Liam looks at Corso with mild annoyance before whispering under his breath, fuck me, I guess. Emma hears Liam and giggles slightly. Thank you, Detective. Do you know Coach Taylor? Corso finally acknowledges Liam. We've met. Coach Tough lost last week at Buffalo. I really thought we would match up better, but it's tough to win when you don't score any points. Liam clearly doesn't accept this criticism well and fires back. You don't say. I hadn't thought of that. We'll try that next game. Liam says as he pulls an imaginary pen and paper from his pocket. Score some points, he writes down as they enter the office while he imitates taking an important note. Murphy greets Coach Taylor with some enthusiasm and just a little ball busting. Hey, Coach, are you here to file your teams with missing persons? Just kidding. We can't do that, but it wouldn't be a false report. Liam conjures up the thickest Boston accent. You guys are real wicked pisses. I guess a dark sense of humor is kind of needed when you can't catch murder suspects.
Oh.
Do you guys have any leads? He replies, jabbing back. Murphy's laugh at the coach's expense now comes back to bite him. We have a few, but we can always use more, so what's up? Emma jumps back into the conversation. About a week and a half ago, there was this creep. He said his name is Andy, and he said all kinds of weird things to me. I had no idea who he was. I feel like he threatened to kill me just for talking to Liam. Liam adds, I met him too. He has some real issues. He keeps saying he's my best friend now. I think he might be following Emma around. This guy's dangerous. Corso grabs a piece of paper and a pen. You said his name is Andy? Did he give you a last name by chance? Liam provides his last name. Watts. He said his name is Watts. Murphy turns to Corso. Run his name through the DMV and see if we get any hits. Now explaining to Emma and Liam. If he is a local, we will get a DMV hit on the name and maybe we can narrow it down. If we get lucky, maybe he has a record with us. So what is it that you want us to do about Andy? Unfortunately, being a creep or just making threats in of itself isn't really a crime. Emma's frustration starts to come out in her voice. Do you have to wait till you find my body in a dumpster with "Go Fight Win" written in pussy blood around me to do something about him? Corso tries to reassure her. Of course not, Emma. We're just saying we can't just arrest him for that. We'll need to look into it, see who he is. With any luck, he has a warrant. We can bring him in for questioning. Liam turns to the detective, seemingly stunned. Pussy blood? Go Fight Win? What are you guys talking about? Murphy looks at Coach Taylor. Look, Coach, we should not be telling you this, but these murders appear to be connected to each other. Liam quizzes the detectives. So all this evidence is leading you guys somewhere, right? I mean, you can trace the blood, right? Corso attempts to provide some context. Not really, Coach. I mean, we're trying, but the blood doesn't appear to be our killers. So far, we can't find a match. It's gross for sure, but it isn't helping us get anywhere. Liam nods his head, understanding, and turns back to Emma. Yeah, you see, Emma? They are taking it seriously. Thanks, guys. Why don't you guys come to the Syracuse game, he says, changing the subject. Corso makes an attempt to lighten the mood. Hey, Coach, do us a favor and win this game. Maybe we'll take the piss out of whoever this killer is, will you? Liam pulls out his fake pen and notepad again and begins scrawling and reads aloud. Win games for detective to stop psycho killer. Okay, guys, check with will call. Maybe I'll get you some field passes. We good?
Yeah, we can do another.
Got another one? Okay.
Yeah, just one.
All right. Date, November 8th, 2019. Time, 6:45 a.m. The place, Squeezebox Herbal Bar. Murphy and Corso meet at Squeezebox Juice Bar to discuss the Go Fight Win killer, their plans, and their new potential suspect, Andy Watts. Murphy has on a thick overcoat, hat, and gloves as the snow begins to fall, blanketing the ground. Corso pulls up and gets out of his unmarked car. Murphy meets him at the edge of the parking lot. What the fuck are we doing here, Corso? It's snowing like crazy. I'm colder than a witch's tit, and now you're dragging me to eat lawn clippings and ass juice first thing in the morning? Did they put gin in this juice or anything? My liver can't handle anything other than high-octane coffee and things with alcohol by volume written on the side until at least 10 a.m. Corso takes the criticism in stride. It's healthy, Murph. Try it. Maybe some wheatgrass and parsnip extract is just what you need to get your mind right. Some beet juice, too. That shit is brain food. Just what your old ass needs to solve this case before that jolly fat fuck comes down the chimney next month. Murphy looks at Corso deadpan. I'd rather lick the pussy blood off the dumpster than drink this shit. They got coffee? Corso laughs hysterically. There's the Murphy we all know and love. I'll get you one. Murphy does his best to keep warm in the cold air. And an everything bagel toasted with butter. 6 minutes and $32 later, Corso comes back and they sit together in Corso's car. Corso pulls up the computer screen, which provides access to the database, and spins the console back towards Murphy as he starts to explain. So, I got 3 possible candidates for this Watts guy. I got Andrew Watts, 43 years old, who lives just outside Revere. He has a few parking tickets, was arrested once as a teen for vandalism, and works as a garbage man. I have Andrew David Watts, 34. He has a couple disorderly conduct and a couple trespass tickets locally, but not much else. And finally, Andis Watts, 27. Just has a driver's license, but he lives just a few miles from here. Murphy looks and considers his options. Let's run all of them statewide and see if records can do a workup on all of them. Where they live, work history. I want everything we can get without a search warrant. We can see if we can get a couple patrol units to do welfare checks on them. And with any luck, they let us in their houses. We play it cool. Maybe we get lucky. Corso continues. I also checked all surveillance around Raw Doggin. The only camera in the area catches the exit of the alley on the north end. There are tons of people in costumes that walk by in and out of that alley, but no clowns. Not to mention, we have nothing on the south end at all. Murphy wonders aloud. What if our killer had a costume hidden in a bag or something that wouldn't even look out of the ordinary on Halloween? He walks around like anybody else does. Then he slips into the alleyway, puts on the outfit, and waits for the opportunity to ambush Sam. When that goes south, he ends up killing the retard. He was probably pretty surprised and did not expect anybody to come walking out. Things got messy. Ultimately, he ends up stripping down, stashes the outfit, or puts it in a bag, then blends back in with the crowd. Corso hears Murphy out and then replies, Well, he still has to arrive and leave with nobody seeing him. I mean, there are dozens of people still out around the time of the murder. How does nobody see this guy one way or another? Murphy considers everything Corso says and replies, not if he had 2 costumes. One he wears into the alley, then changes, waits, kills, then he changes back and walks back out. So he's never really out of costume. Hell, the clown costume probably went over his original one. Corso weighs it all out, but can't argue the idea. All right, I'm going to go to walk to the alleyway one more time and see if I find anything else. Let's meet up later at the station, okay? The captain wants an update on this before the end of the month. Murphy takes his phone and snaps a few pictures of the information on the screen before he opens the door. Good work, kid. Let me know if you find anything else, okay?
All right. Good job. Another episode of Go Fight Win is in the books.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And keeping with a pussy blood theme from beginning to end, we have one of our sponsors for the ladies in the audience,
All right.
Strawberry Week Moon Cups. Strawberry Week has been an innovator in feminine hygiene for over 30 years, specializing in alternatives to wasteful products like cotton corks and down there diapers. If you're concerned about the unsightly refuse created by containing the crimson tide, maybe free bleeding is for you. But what about the mess? Stained carpets and slippery stairs are not the answer. That's why your friends at Strawberry Week invented Free Bleeder Galoshes, available in 6 fashionable colors. They let your monthly Merlot flow freely to be cleanly and hygienically collected inside the galoshes until you're ready to empty them. But don't take my word for it. Certainly don't take my word for it. Listen to a satisfied customer like Candace F. from Syracuse, New York. I love my Free Bleeder galoshes. They're fashionable, fully leak-proof, and my feet have never been softer.
Aw, dude, that was awesome, man. Your reads are just on point, man.
Yeah, buddy.
And I love Strawberry Week, too. You know, I mean, not the actual week
Yeah, I'll bet you
itself,
do.
but I like the company and the sponsorships they provide.
Yeah.
So, and their products, you know. Dude, like some of my wife uses them. So,
Sure.
yeah, we
There
get
you
free
go.
shit in the mail. It's great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. For Anthony Scafacci,
I'm Alan Gigax.
this has been a Balls Deep production of the Scafacciverse podcast. We are out.